Hey everybody, welcome back to Raw Toast with Daniel and Allie. It's been a long time. It's good to see you here again, friend.
That sounds so creepy.
So today, we're going to be doing a fun activity involving creative writing.
Creative writing was one of my favorite things to do in school. So
nice.
I'm very excited about this.
I made up this game. It's kind of inspired by a couple of different improv games, and it's kind of a writing prompt type game. Basically, we're going to get a random sentence, and I'll explain how we do that in a little bit. Well, we're going to get two random sentences. One of those sentences has to start a short story. The other one has to end that short story. We're going to get those by finding a random book, going to a random page, and going to a random line. So Allie, there's a bookshelf to her right. I want you to go to the second shelf from the top, fourth book from the left, go to page 73. Go to the second visible paragraph break on page 73.
Okay.
And read that sentence.
If you fling yourself in the wrong direction, you may find it hard to get back again, began Rose gravely.
That is the first sentence of our story. Allie is going to now give me her instructions, and my bookshelf is all the way upstairs. Just give me the shelf and the book.
Go to the shelf that's closest to the middle of the bookcase. Do the seventh book from the right.
Okay, be right back. Allie actually just referred me to one of my favorite books. It's called Aerith's Birthday. It's about a porcupine, and he really likes salt, and it's really sad.
Go to page 30. Are there paragraphs?
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue.
Find the first sentence that is not dialogue.
Okay, the first sentence that is not dialogue is, "The second man agreed."
All right.
First sentence is,
If you fling yourself in the wrong direction, you may find it hard to get back again, began Rose gravely. And our closing sentence is,
"The second man agreed." So we'll go our separate ways. We're gonna each write a story, and we'll be back to share in just a little bit. Get you on the floop floop. Welcome back. We have adjourned for a day and come back with short stories. It's share time. We're gonna share these stories with one another, and we're gonna be supportive, and it's gonna be great. You wanna go first, babe?
okay.
Does it have a name?
No. Here's my short story. If you fling yourself in the wrong direction, you may find it hard to get back again, began Rose gravely. Her younger brother Carter glared at her. He was determined to make this his best sledding run ever. He had been going over the plan in his head all week. He'd spent all morning building this ramp out of snow, and now the moment had come. He was to begin at the far end of the hill, dodge the large snowman obstacle, then straighten himself out again to go flying over the ramp and make a glorious landing. Then it would be smooth sailing to the bottom of the hill. Rose, being 2 years older and quite a know-it-all, knew that he would not be able to regain control over his sled in time to make the jump, but she grew bored of fighting with him and began making her way down the hill. Two older gentlemen sat nearby on a snow-covered park bench. One of them happened to notice Carter putting his sled into position and pointed him out to his companion. They watched Carter set the sled and took several large steps back so he could get a running start. Rose was just passing by the two men when the first stopped. "Say, miss, is he your brother?" "Yes," replied Rose plainly. "What is he up to?" the man asked. Rose explained Carter's plan in great detail, which she finished with, "He's just being a bit of an idiot, really." The second man, who had been quiet and solemn this time, rubbed the back of his head as if to feel for a bump and smiled. The first man spoke again. "Do you think you should try stopping him?" "I've tried all morning," replied Rose, "but he won't listen to me." "Well, perhaps he will need to experience failure to understand the error of his ways," remarked the old man. Now laughing, the second man agreed.
What happened?
That's literally it. The old guy's remembering, hey, when I was young, I bumped my head because I tried this. I'm just gonna let it play out.
Is there an author's note as to whether he actually makes it?
Nope.
Okay. What a great story. I liked it. I liked the part about the sled. Does that mean that it's my turn?
I'm ready.
If you fling yourself in the wrong direction, you may find it hard to get back again, began Rose gravely. Aim straight for that tree on the opposite bank, and you'll circle right back around. Peter grasped the rope tightly. After much begging and pleading, his sister had finally agreed to let him tag along to the creek with her and her friends. But now, standing here on the precipice with Rose watching, he wasn't so sure whether it was worth it. Keeping his eyes on the water below, he called to his sister. Sarah? Just go already, Peter. But you've done this before, right? You've all swung across? There came a chorus of affirmatives and encouragements from Sarah and her 4 friends, and Peter risked to look away from the water to glance at Rose. You can do it, Peter, she said, smiling at him. The butterflies in his stomach multiplied, and he quickly moved his focus back to the creek. All right, he began in a shaky voice. Here I go. He gripped the rope tightly and bent his knees in preparation, but before he launched himself, a booming voice echoed through the trees. Wait! Peter looked up, and there, across the creek, stood a man, 8 feet tall, wearing large spectacles and a garish costume. His left hand held an open pocket watch, and his right was outstretched to Peter in a halting gesture. The group was shocked to see such a figure appear so suddenly, so they quickly banded together. Sarah was about to ask who he was, but he answered her query before she had a chance to speak. I am the Traveler of Dimensions. I traverse time and space to warn of unhappy accidents and woeful tragedies. Peter, had you jumped, you would have slipped and hit your head on that rock, dying instantly. But I have saved you from that fate. Peter looked, and there in the water was a large, sharp rock that no one had noticed before. He gulped. Thank you, sir, said Rose, stepping out from the group. Do you have a name? What do you go by? There are those who call me the Second Man, because I always arrive at just the right second. Well, Second Man, because you've helped us so much and saved one of our dear friends, Peter blushed at this, I think it would be lovely if you joined us for tea today back at the house. She looked to her companions for support, and they all nodded and looked back across the bank to see if their visitor would oblige them. They saw him smile, and to their joy, the Second Man agreed.
Second Man agreed.
I told you it was silly.
It reminds me of the Iron Giant. A giant person emerging. I don't know.
There it is. Our stories. Okay. Feel free to comment which one was your favorite and why. Guys, big occasion in Raw Toast history. We now have 17 subscribers. Thank you so much. We'll be sending out the results from the raffle and the free merchandise, the free Raw Toast merchandise.
Everyone look under your chairs.
We actually got today this Raw Toast candle. It's got a little A for raw, and it can be yours. We just got our contract deal with Target. They're going to be selling them in anywhere north of Idaho. All the proceeds go to helping babies who were born with bat wings.
This is what I'm marrying, everyone.
She's marrying this candle from Raw Toast merch. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel obligated rather, to like and subscribe to this channel. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
I'm so dead inside that I can't function like a normal human being.